welcome back to the channel. Hey, I'm finishing up feeding here. Thought I'd take a moment to show you how we take care of these cows' hooves. It's called a foot bath. You can buy copper sulfate in a 50-pound bag. It's like a blue powder. It's not powder, it's more granule. And you dump it in this tub here. I'll show you. You spray it with a hose, you mix it up, almost like mixing up Kool-Aid. So here's what that looks like. Place these tubs at the end of each exit ramp. See, these are the cows waiting to get milked right now. They go in there and they'll get milked, and they'll come out of the exit ramps, and they're forced to walk through this Kool-Aid mix. A little dark in there. Now what this stuff does is gets in between their hoofs, and it will clean all the crap out of there, and got antibacterial stuff in that. And also with that copper sulfate, it'll like harden their hoof, you know, because you look around, they're walking on a lot of concrete, even on dirt, you know. It'd be like a person with their hands and feet, a real working man. You got to have strong hands and feet, calloused hard. Otherwise, you try to use them, you're gonna be blistered up, you're not gonna be able to do anything. You're gonna be lame. That's what they call a cow. I'll try to catch a cow walking out of here. We'll show you. They think they hear me, so they don't want to come out. But copper sulfate's a practice that helps the cow, prevents the cow. Here she comes. There she goes. You know, because if a cow's feet get messed up, lame, they're about done. I mean, you can try to baby them as much as you want, but they're so big that their hooves, their feet are crucial to them being productive and them just staying alive in general. You know, if their feet get messed up and they're limping, which you see it once in a while, when they're limping, they're compensating for that leg. Well, then it can throw off, and it's like a person. If they're limping, then they're overcompensating. They're going to tweak their back. You know, these things 1,500 pounds. They tweak their back, and they're not going to want to get milk. They're not going to want to reproduce. You know, it's like a person reproducing. You got to be good, feel good, be healthy, or you're not going to be able to do that either. So that's a little bit on the foot bath. Do it twice a week, and it really does work. It's not exactly cheap, but like I said, you mess their feet up, they're about as good as gone. So that's one practice for their feet. And you know, as while I'm out here, another prevention is scraping these alleyways and these bunks twice a day. I mean, check them out, guys. Keep it clean. You don't want them standing in a bunch of manure. That's the bottom line. Keep everything clean as you can. Then run the foot baths. It's getting kind of dark in here. These automatic lights are going to come on here any second. So those are the things you do. You keep it clean. Here comes another one. Keep where they're sleeping and eating. Keep all that cleaned up. You don't want them. I mean, look at these cows. Look at her right there. That's a clean cow. And if you notice how she's walking confidently. There's no skittish to her whatsoever. She'll come right out of there from being milked through the foot bath. She was on a mission, confident, not timid. Because when you're timid and you're scared of something, well, you might get nervous and you might get hurt. So you want these cows confident cows, a cow that's usually going to last, you know. You don't want one of them jumpy ones. And then sometimes they are jumpy, but the more you're around them, I mean, I'm around them all the time, feeding them constantly, so, and milking them. The more you're around them, the more they're going to get used to you. You know, it's almost like you're training them, you're building a relationship with them, and that's what you want. And they know who takes care of them. I mean, they're not exactly stupid. So let me check this feeder out and we'll keep going. Feeders are looking good here. That's haylage, corn silage, and high moisture grain getting dropped in from up top there. Mix it all together, and that's what you come up with. So anyhow, split bass, you know, they work good. Another thing that you do, just kind of like changing milker inflations on the milkers. There's just so many things that go into it, but stay on top of it, and you'll have a healthy herd. Obviously, it's not as easy as it sounds, but when you work at it every day, you start to get somewhere. Multiple people, Dad, my two brothers, you get somewhere. Got to say, I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving, got to spend time with their loved ones. I know we did, and then the next day we were right back at it. But it's always nice to take a break and get to catch up with people. I think I'm going to shut this feeder off. Got a bale of hay out here, the other bunk's full. And there's one other thing I want to take you over and show you. Dad took off, went to an auction today, something he likes to do, something we all kind of like to do. A lot of farmers like doing it, but got himself an auction find, and I'll show you what that is, and we'll go over it a little bit. But the cows are good, getting their feet checked out and treated a little bit tonight, so catch up with you over there. About this auction find, when Dad goes to these, he'll go all over across the state. Farm auction, could be a personal auction, a state auction, and you never know what you find there. Torches, welder, we got all that stuff, but he likes to buy stuff that maybe we could fix up, and you know, in the winter we'll bring it in the shop and clean it up, repair it. So he comes home, and I didn't get to see the trailer full of it, and I pull up in this little trucking trailer, and he comes home, and I see this. Well, there's a little cat right there by it. That cat is not moving. So these, I'm sure a lot of you guys know, are Cultipackers. A little small for us to be farming with. I don't know if we've ever used that. I mean, I'm sure maybe Grandpa did. That to me looks like that's probably about a 12-foot Cultipacker. Looks to be homemade. That's an I-beam right there. But you know, they got bearings down there, and then those little pups right there hook onto them. So being that we deal in a lot of farm equipment, use it, we know a lot about it. So you take that and you shrink that down to this size. Well, we can deal with that. So what we'll do, we'll get this in the shop, and the big piece here looks to be in really good shape. But I'll bring it in, make sure these are tightened up, you know, or it looks like they got it shimmed down there. You could tear this apart. We've got some of these. These are cast. You don't want to be buying them. I don't even know if you can get them. So we'll find parts. A lot of times you'll find these all busted up at an auction. Nobody wants them, but we like to rebuild them. We know how to do it. We got the manpower, so we've got a lot of parts for this stuff. So he found these. I'll make sure my part in this is I'll try to help get these tightened up. My other brother Greg, and like these pups right here, people really want them. you know, like farming's pretty popular. You know, you could have a couple acres and you could try to start your own little farm, buy a little plow, and just people are fascinated by farming. It's just growing your own food, and you know, there's something to that. People love it. And or on the other side of the coin is guys that like to hunt deer. They'll want to buy some of this stuff for food plots. They got their property up northern Michigan, and they'll plow it up, and they'll spread, what do they spread, rye or something, and the deer, they think the deer will come in and eat it, so they want these little pups. So this pup here looks like, you see there, the hitch it got tweaked is what happened. The guy was probably farming, pulling it, and he stretched that, he hit a tree with it. Like, that can't be used right now. The angle iron off that's broke right off. You know, this one seems to be in pretty good shape. So we'll get them in there. Basically, Greg, my brother that in the last video setting up that the feedlot down there, he's like a master fabricator. I mean, you know, like welding that's not really not all that tricky, but I mean, that guy could build hot rod cars from the ground up. So we'll bring him in. He'll do all the modifications on it. And my part usually is just to wipe it all down, and then I'll clean it up, and then I'll paint it, and we'll make this stuff shine, look like brand new, fully functional. And then I'll get online and list it for sale. And it's just like that's a good hobby that we do as brothers and dad. And then we'll clean it up and paint it and sell it, and then the farm gets the money, or you know, or however we want to do it. But it's nice having a hobby like that where you can, you know, have fun and then make a little money at the same time. So it's always nice, instead of having to just spend it to have fun, you're actually generating income. I'm gonna come over here and show you one we did last year. I haven't had time to sell it. I'll show you kind of what the end product's gonna look. What's nice about farm equipment is when you buy it, it's a hunk of iron. You know, this stuff's older, it's old, but that's back when they made stuff. So it's not gonna sit there and deteriorate. It could grow up around a bunch of weeds, but you pull that baby out of the weeds, power wash it and clean it, you got something. Here's this one we did. This is actually made by Brillion. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a 4-inch axle. We pulled this apart, greased it all up, and painted it. I mean, these here, see how they look rusty. They are rusty, but look at the point on them. That tells you that it hasn't been used very much. I mean, look at that. A lot of these, when we find the Brillions, these are cracked up, you know, from them hanging it out. That's cast iron too. Cast is great, but it breaks and it will crack. Steel will just bend. But that's one right there. And Packers are great. People love them. And then we'll do it with plows or anything really. But it's just something fun to do. And then if you don't sell it, you set it down. The value of them things are only going to go up. I mean, you know, not crazy, but they're not going down, you know, because they don't really make them anymore like that. That's old. We just like the fact that it's in the condition it's in, and it's so old. Let's just bring it back to life. So well, I hope you like this video. It's the first one after Thanksgiving. We're gonna get back down the dry cow lot. I'm gonna show you the part 2 of that. We're gonna probably start on that tomorrow. We're gonna wrap that up, and then I'll try to show you how I'm gonna be feeding from now on. It's pretty muddy out here still. Wow. But that's what happens in the fall. So, well, I hope you liked it, and I'm gonna head home and spend time with my family, my girls. We're gonna watch Home Alone tonight. I think it's like a Christmas movie. They're still young yet. They've never seen it. That's an old movie. I think when I was a kid it was out. So we're gonna watch that and pop popcorn, and that's what we do. Like to just stay home and just do that kind of stuff. So I hope everybody's doing good out there. remember, follow me at Kip Sigler Farming on Instagram. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Like the video. And please leave me a comment. Talk to me about any of the feeding and the foot baths, maybe what you do. Or tell me if you guys got some of that old farm equipment laying around. And or maybe that's what you'd like to do, is rebuild stuff. But okay, everybody stay safe out there, and see you in the next video.